With the Furnace being the newest troop in Clash of Clans, this is the best attack strategy using this new troop. We'll break down how this attack is done so you can 3-star any base. To start, let's look at the best build for each hero. Starting with the Warden, I recommend using the Fireball with the Rage Gem. This allows you to pair this with invisibility and earthquake spells to clear out large value while allowing your Warden to walk around the entire base by boosting the healer's healing. As for his pets, I recommend using either the Unicorn or the new Sneezy pet depending on your Town Hall level. As for the Royal Champion, I recommend using the Electro Boots and Rocket Spear. This combo lets you clear defenses towards the outside without the worry of the Royal Champion being targeted, and in turn allows you to do a Royal Champion charge with any leftover invisibility spells to keep her alive. As for her pets, I recommend just using the Phoenix so she can get additional value when she falls. With the Barbarian King, I recommend sticking to the Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots. This combo is pretty simple as it allows your king to open walls for your Archer Queen while doing big damage in the process. As for the pets to run on him, I recommend using either the Spirit Fox or Yak depending on your Town Hall level. And for the Archer Queen, I recommend using her Magic Mirror and Healer Puppet combo. This will allow your queen to have a lot of survivability while being able to do a ton of damage over the course of her ability. As for her pets though, I recommend just using Frosty since it can slow down defenses for your queen, making her survivability more consistent. Outside the equipment and pets, this army is similar to the Fireball Rocket Balloon army, but instead of using rocket balloons, we're using the furnaces to support the heroes around the base. Now with this army using so many invisibility spells, you'll start with the Fireball. Typically you want to get as much off the base as you can, such as the Ricochet Cannons, Inferno Towers, or even the Clan Castle. This will let you basically clear out a large area, which will then help with your Warden Walk, where you're going to use 2 furnaces to help funnel and speed up his walk in the process. This will also allow you to use invisibility spells during his walk to keep him alive. But as long as you keep your other heroes away from him, he'll likely be able to stay alive, clearing out defenses and buildings, while the furnace is offering support and damage towards the back end of the base. However, while the Warden is walking on one side, you will use the Siege Barracks with 4 furnaces to clear out the other side of your funnel. This is going to help your heroes work into the base. This will speed up the funnel with the furnaces as they provide damage over time, while also having tanking from the P.E.K.K.A.s and Wizards from the Siege Barracks. With the funnel set though, this allows you to have the King and Queen move into the base, and using their abilities will help you further get into the base. This gives you plenty of more tanking for the Fire Mites as you work from building to building with your heroes and possibly CC Yetis, which will help speed this attack up even more. And of course, towards the back end, you'll use 1 Earthquake and your Royal Champion's Rocket Spear to clear additional defenses from a safe distance. This will allow you to use 2 furnaces towards the back end to support her in clearing up buildings before working towards defenses to damage them over time. This will also allow you to use a Royal Champion charge once her Rocket Spears are gone. This allows you to use any leftover invisibility spells to allow her to clear the rest of the base quite easily. Now, if you're interested in using this new army, here is the army comp that I recommend depending on the housing space that you have available. Each of these will be in the description as links if you want to follow along with this army. Since this attack is easier than Fireball Rocket Balloons, let's start at the maximum level. We're going to be starting with the Fireball, so we're going to use multiple invisibility spells in order to get the Fireball deep into the core of the base. This is going to clear plenty of defenses and possibly even the CC as well. I, in this case, used 5 invisibilities, but you could use less depending on the base that you see. Other than this, you're going to use your Grand Warden Walk with 2 furnaces in order to control exactly where he's going, while also providing support by speeding up his charge. This allows you to get plenty of good damage in, while the furnaces are just constantly spawning. Once you know the exact direction though the Warden is going to start walking towards, you can then use the Siege Barrack with 2 furnaces on either side of it in order to provide support. This is going to cut off a massive funnel and it's going to speed this up. With proper tanking from the P.E.K.K.A.s and wizards from the siege barrack, this allows you to get your king and queen in early. Other than this, you can use invisibility spells on your warden to keep him alive, especially if he's taking a lot of damage from things like the fire spitter and the expo, for example. Other than this, you do want to try and get deeper into the base, so using super wall breakers is usually ideal in order to do this, so you can get a lot more value in the process. Other than this, your furnaces are going to continuously provide support for your heroes, while then also having the earthquake boots and spiky ball from your king, and possibly the mirror from your archer queen to get additional damage in the base. And also having yetis in there is also going to help a lot. Other than this, while your heroes are moving in with your Warden Charge working around, you've got your Royal Champion with her Rocket Spear and Electro Boots clearing out buildings, having any leftover invisibility spells to start a Royal Champion charge. And other than this, you should be able to clear a large area off the base. In this case, I forgot to use the Earthquake spell, but it was perfect over the Town Hall to get plenty of more damage in, especially with the Fire Mites just kind of constantly spawning and providing a lot of support for everything else. You're going to be able to 3-star more often than not. Now, this will also work at Town Hall 16 and Town Hall 15 since the Warden Charges are very strong. We're going to do the same thing with the Fireball, where we're using multiple invisibilities to get into a good area of value, such as getting the Eagle Artillery and the Monolith down. This allows us to let the Warden kind of walk around with the use of furnaces to provide support and speed up his charge, while in the process providing a lot more funneling. This also then allows the Warden to kind of just clear buildings as he moves around from each of them, which is also going to speed up this attack overall. Other than this, we're just going to kind of let him walk early on, clearing out any Seeking Air Mines with balloons, and of course, using the Warden to kind of control where he goes. After this point though, once you know exactly where the Warden is going to start walking, you can use the Siege Barrack on the other side with 2 furnaces on either side of it in order to start funneling. Now, of course, if a defense locks onto your furnace, you can use an invisibility spell on it, but I typically would recommend just waiting for the P.E.K.K.A.s to spawn from it. Other than this, you're then going to use your heroes right between the 2 funnels that you've created. This is going to allow them to push into the core of the base. In this case though, if you are going to be dealing with an enemy CC, I recommend just dealing with it with your Barbarian King and Archer Queen, especially if you have a poison spell. Otherwise, you just want to make sure that this allows your heroes to get plenty of value in the process with their abilities. Now, if you do lose your Warden though, like in this situation where I misplaced my invisibility, you should be completely fine, as you still have the Royal Champion with her Rocket Spear and a couple furnaces to provide support for her, clearing out buildings towards the back end, while also being able to then converge with the rest of your attack. This allows you to have plenty of great survivability with your Royal Champion, since you have invisibility spells to do a Royal Champion charge, but sometimes they're not even needed. And with any back end furnaces as well, you can basically speed up your entire attack overall for easy 3-stars. Now, hopefully this gets you interested in using this new troop for powerful and simple 3-stars. However, if you want an army that is super strong post-update, I recommend checking out my recent Super Hog guide if you're interested.